Good morning, Helen.
Good evening, Lipi.
This is really funny. So, how are you doing today? All good?
I'm doing fine. I'm excited about our interview.
Yes. Actually, the topic for today, uh, I would like to talk to our listeners, also our audiences who will watch this video. When I saw the topic which Helen gave me that she would like to talk on this, so I am an NLP master practitioner. I said, wow, this seems like something very much we use. But yes, I'm not exactly familiar with, I can guess, the reframing adversity. But what is reframing, I am pretty well aware of. And so I'm very, very eager, friends, to ask Helen about this, that what does she mean by reframing adversity?
All right, thank you, Lippy. And I thought you might be interested with your NLP background. And while I haven't studied NLP yet, it's next on my list. So,
Oh,
but
wow.
in this particular situation, what I'm talking about is when we get bad news or news that is not the content we would prefer in our lives, we often react. We don't respond, we react, and we react with an oh no kind of mindset where we are
Yes.
um, really feeling like the victim or that this is a very, very bad thing. And it takes us to an extremely negative place. And it's quite difficult to solve issues from the depths of negativity. It's important to be able to rise above. And so when I talk about reframing adversity, I talk about taking what happened, taking the power out of it by looking at what can be positive about whatever happened. So that you take, say, you lose your job, right? So
Okay.
then you might take that and look and be devastated. Like you're living paycheck to paycheck. You don't know what you're going to do. It could be very quite a catastrophe in your mind, right? So instead, you flip that and look at what is the opportunity here? What could be good about this? Could it be that maybe this is the time for a career transition? Could it be that maybe we could get a better job or a job where we're happier and perhaps do an assessment and get a job that is a better fit for us? Or we could find a job that's not as much of a commute where we don't have to travel as
Yeah.
long, go to it. There are many things that we could go through and decide is actually a positive. And from that positive place, we're much more able to figure out create a strategy as to what to do next and how to approach it.
So, how do you reframe the adversity? How do
So
you do it?
when I work with a client, I basically go through a lot of the questions that I just said, which is that let's take this and strip it of its negative power and look at it as objectively as we can and go through a list of what can be positive about it. And then I sit with them and keep asking them questions to go deeper and deeper to find more and more that could be positive about it until they're able to shift their mindset. This is really mindset work, where we come to a moment with a particular set of, thoughts, with a particular set of thoughts and beliefs and emotions, and we change that. So um, as we work through our lives, we have beliefs we have which inform our thoughts, and our thoughts inform then create emotions and behaviors.
Yes.
And emotions create behaviors. So what we want to do is create the behaviors that are positive and that will put us in the direction of addressing whatever this supposed adversity is, and finding a path through it that's positive rather than negative.
So, I'm sure you must be using the Cartesian logic also, that four windows.
Yes.
Uh,
Why don't you talk a
what
little bit?
happens?
Yeah.
Yes, like what happens when you lose the job? What does not happen, if you lose the job?
Right.
And what, yeah, and then what happens if you don't lose the job, and what does not happen if you don't lose the job. So
Right.
when these questions come, very confusing, you know, and it seems, so I have faced in my personal life, when I was asked this for the first time, this thing like, come on, I've already answered it, you know,
Right.
and you know very well the the answer will be this only. But then this very same digging questions, yeah, so when I lose my job, I can now go full time for maybe somebody will say a study, a MBA who wanted to do,
Right.
or some business was always running in his or her mind, but he or she could not put that time. So something comes out. So when I lose my job, I have to start some sort of business. So then another set of questions. Okay, so then I can spend more time with my family, you know.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
And in my case,
Yes.
I I got sick from workaholism, and as a result, I couldn't go back to my former job because I would just bring the same destructive habits.
Yes.
And so it gave me an opportunity to change my career. And I had always been interested in mental health counseling, but then when I looked further into it, I decided that I wanted to learn how to be a coach. And so I went to coaching school and started a coaching business. So what at first seemed like a really terrible event in my life. My identity was so wrapped up in my job, and I couldn't imagine, what how it would be different, and I just taking those few months to really like look at it and realize this is actually a golden opportunity and it's exactly what I need at this point in my life. And it freed me up to pursue that dream.
I think it's something called the synchronicity, serendipity. I think that
Yes.
is what it is.
Yeah.
And see, that's why we are sitting. You wouldn't have met me. I wouldn't have met you.
No, that's right. That's right. If we hadn't been in coaching school together,
Yeah.
and global
So
coaching associates
we
would
yes,
never exist, right?
exactly, exactly. So yeah, it becomes very difficult at that time to really see the sunshine.
Yes. Yes.
But like you said, we really have to see the sunshine, peeping in through the cracks. And yeah,
Yeah.
so like I think Rumi had a saying that it is the wounds, crack of the wounds through which the light shines.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't exactly remember the sentence, but the
It's very close
meaning
to
comes
that.
to the
Yeah. Yeah. The meaning
yes.
is the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's awesome. It's very good, wonderful. I wish you all the best, Helen, and working together, I know I'll come to hear of lot many successful, turnarounds in your coaching
Yes.
business of your
Yes.
clients.
Yes.
I wish all the would-be clients also all the very best.
Yes.
Thank you, and thank you, our audience, our viewers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lipi. I enjoyed this. Goodbye.